How did you get to New York City?
Oh, love brought me here.
Love?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, now I love New York as well, but originally I just loved my today husband. When we met, I lived in Berlin and he was moving from Boston to New York. And then I really wanted to convince him to come to Berlin. But after 1 minute of him explaining why New York, I was like, yeah, okay. So New York.
What did he say that convinced you?
That he plays jazz. And if you want to play jazz, it's only here. Jazz music. This is the place of jazz in the world. And he knows that he's a jazz musician since he's 11. So there was no other option. But now I'm in love with the city. I will not leave.
What did you come to love about it?
The infinite amount of I forgot the English word, of resources. Like you have enough of everything for everyone to do anything. So I love the fact that every tiny scene could be enough for so many people to live happy life.
Like no matter who you are, your thing is here.
It could be so specific and then you could make a living out of it, which is amazing. There are so many people here. Yeah.
You have a very interesting story from what I understand in the artistic realm. What came first, the tattoo making, the art creation? What's the background of your artistic journey? When you think about what you do now, when did it start?
Well, I like with this question because everyone draw when they're a child, right? I'm not mistaken. Everyone is making art all the time as children. I just never stopped. When I was 14, I really wanted to be financially independent. And I figured that I'm quite okay at drawing. So I started selling my drawings, like doing commissions for friends' parents or, I don't know, teachers in school. I would just draw to make some money. And then, so that was when I was 14. And then at the age of 18 or 19, when I was drawing on my arm with a pen, people thought it's tattoos and start asking for appointments. And it wasn't. It was a pen. But I told those people, like, okay, give me a second. I will learn how to do it. And I will get back to you. And then at 21, I started tattooing. Yeah. And then I moved to Berlin for tattooing. But I always kept making art. And I just happened to be a tattoo artist. I wasn't planning that.
Do you have artists in your family? Well,
not technically. My father's uncles are great artists that inspired me a lot. And my mom is now painting, but my father and my mom has this artist brain. Even though they weren't pursuing art as a career, they really like the creativity aspect of life, of just making things all the time.
How did you know when you were young that you had an interest or a gift or both for illustration, for drawing? Was that always there? How do you make sense of that?
Well, I'm just gonna say I'm not a typical artist. I'm not gonna give all my answers will be quite the opposite of the regular answers of like loving art, pursuing art, my passion that I needed to make something out of myself. It was never that. It was always really practical of like, I felt like creating something, so I will create it. And then I feel like I need to make money, so I will come up with a way to make money. And then I want to be friend of this musician, so I will draw his portrait, so he will notice me. And then I just tried to do whatever was easy and fun for me for getting the things that I wanted. And drawing was one of those things.
Mm.
One of my abilities.
You said you had an interest in being financially independent from an early age.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Well, yeah, I just wanted, when you get, sometimes people, when they give you money, they give it to you, but then they say, hey, remember when I gave you money yesterday? Now you need to help me with this thing. And I didn't want to have this feeling when I was 14, 15. Yeah, I wanted to earn my own money.
Autonomy.
Yeah. I was a second child. I really needed to rebel. Rebel. That's how you say, right? I needed to be independent.
What does being a second child have to do with that?
Well, that's a whole story. No, I'm really not sure. It's like the biggest question. I always was. My father saying that I got kicked by the world again and again, all the time, and I had difficulties. I don't know, to deal with life, and to deal with my parents, and to deal with school, and to deal with my sisters, and everything was difficult. So I had to figure out ways to get by, and I still do. I feel like I have so much experience of getting by, you know, and that was good for me.
Was the money always there from the first time you started selling your pieces? Did you feel like pretty quickly this is something I could potentially make a legitimate career out of?
Yes, but not because I wanted to get rich or to have the money. I always spend the money, usually on my friends, not on myself. When I was, I don't know, 13 or something, and I got these 400 shekels from my uncle, immediately I called my 4 friends and say, hey, we're all going to the movies. And we all went to the movies together. And it's still true. When now you have a holiday, I will spend $few $100s to feed 20 people, because that's what I love doing with my money. And I don't have it anymore.
You don't have the money or the desire?
No, the money, because I keep spending it on the people I love. Yeah, I love making the people around me happier. That's the best thing. That's why tattooing still works for me really well, because that's the way that you can draw and then still do your art and pursue your thing, but you make people really happy. And that's the best part.
When you were getting, correct me where I'm wrong about this, about the Israeli school system, but when you're getting out of high school, did you already at 18 think, I have some momentum here, there's a track to keep making money, I don't need to go to university? How did you think about that? What did you do?
Well, in Israel, after the high school, you go to the army.
That's right.
And also coming from the kibbutz where I came from, you're doing another year of service before the army, that you volunteer for a year because it's cool. And then I did it, and I guided trips. And then I did 2 years in the army that you have to. And then I started tattooing, but I already had clients waiting for me. Like, it's were people that asked me to get tattoos, and I was like, okay, give me a second. I just went with it. It wasn't a plan. I
know a little bit about what a kibbutz is. I'd love to hear about your experience there and what, if anything, how it relates to your artistic journey, if there's any connection there between the two.
There is a story about how there isn't a connection. But first, I was the outside girl in the kibbutz, because we weren't living inside the kibbutz. We were living in the first house out of the kibbutz, so we can go to the education in the kibbutz. So that was my parents' plan when I was 9 months old. So I was like in the kindergarten and everything inside the kibbutz, but I always got picked up by the end of the day and going home. And that was a thing, to be the outside girl. But also in the kibbutz, everyone is kind of the same. And, well, for example, people didn't come out of the closet if they had to, until after the army. I don't think it's by chance. And I studied music in high school. I played the saxophone, quotes, jazz. The relation that I have with jazz is just 100% through my husband. I know nothing. And I did like the recital and everything, and I know nothing about jazz. Like I don't have the skills and the knowledge. And seeing my husband and his friend that grew up in the center of Tel Aviv, let's say the equivalent of West Village or something. Wow, they have art so deep in their everyday lives, and the best that Israel had to offer, which is people that came to New York and came back to Israel to tell people, hey, New York is amazing. You should start practicing right now. So they are the best. And growing up in the kibbutz, you can be like nature kid and to know about many other things, but you're not going to be the best artist. That's how I feel.
What is a kibbutz designed to do? Why do they exist in Israel? What are they for?
Wow. It's I'm afraid to represent what it is, but it's a form of living, communal living. When they just started Israel in 48, before 48, the kibbutzes were before. When they start settling in Israel, they had to start a country, so therefore they cannot have everyone taking care of their own kids. They have to have one grown up to take care of all the kids, and one growing up that will cook good food for everyone, and one growing up that will do the laundry for everyone. It was a communal living. And you can earn what you can or work as much as you can, and you take money or you get treat as you need, and you started living together as a community.
These are typically 100 people, 50 people. What's the average size?
No, it could be now thousands.
Thousands?
Yeah. But I know so little about it, even though I grew up in one, but I don't know enough. I mean, I put my time into arts and philosophy and people around me, and I don't really learn that much about,
The draw to, you said art and philosophy.
Yeah.
What was the draw towards philosophy about?
Just have so much free time, and I just talk all the time with my friends that are also artists, and that's what you talk about. I have so much free time. That's why I don't have money, because I have free time.
You mean even to this day?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always busy, but it never feels like work or something. It feels like my day started with a friend coming over that I helped her reorder her brain. She was confused about what she wants to do. And then I did my daily habits. I meditated. I practiced drawing. And then another friend came and we ate lunch and we had coffee and we talked. And then I came here to talk about art. That's my days. Like, that's every day of mine.
That sounds like a pretty good life.
Yeah. And after that, we'll go to a music show or something to listen to other friends playing music. And smoke cigarettes and talk about art and philosophy again outside.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why did you go to Berlin? What was the reason for that?
There was one tattoo artist. Her name is Julia Reme, and she's amazing. And I had a list of my top 5 people that I wanted to work next to them. And I sent all of them an email if I can come to a guest spot. Guest spot is where you come for just a week to like a tour of a tattoo artist. And she answered yes, but you can also be a resident here. So I packed and moved immediately. Yeah, she is amazing. I really wanted to work next to her.
At that point, did you already have skills as a tattoo artist? You obviously had been drawing for years, but did you know what you were doing in the world of tattooing?
Yeah, yes and no, because first you always keep learning. So comparing to now, I was horrible, but I was okay. I was doing okay. I was always doing okay. the scene that I'm part of, the tattoo scene that I'm part of, is quite new. It's like 15 years old. It's not a lot because it's like the new age tattooing. The needles are different, the machines are different, the whole style is different, and so you don't have a lot of history of mistakes to learn from. You kind of have to do them yourself. Yeah. So I think I did many mistakes, but I covered them with confidence of the person that I was. I was always friends with all my clients, and they always can come back and fix something if they want to. But also I gave the experience of like creating something together and giving your story a visual aspect on your skin, and the fact that I'm drawing the thing and not only following lines. Imagine like letter tattoo or like text tattoo or geometric tattoo. It's really easy to see where you're getting wrong, when something is right and wrong. When you draw, when you do something illustrative, it's really hard to see a mistake. So I got by. I told you I'm getting by. I'm really good at getting by. Everything's okay all the time. It's like you're making everything okay.
Does the skill set needed to be a good illustrator and drawer translate to being a good tattoo artist? They seem completely different to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll explain first that the tattoo scene changed because, well, the tattoo industry is really, 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 really old. But till not long ago, a tattoo artist was the one in your neighborhood that you go to get anything, right? Like a barber or like a shoe fixer. I don't know. Like you have the one in your neighborhood, and then you ask for anything you want, or you have the book to go through the flash designs, and then he would be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And then Instagram came in, and then now people do guest spots and fly to see their artists. And I'm in New York, but often people come from Europe to here, or from, I don't know, LA to come here and get a tattoo because they know me from Instagram. They don't have to live in my neighborhood anymore. And that means that I'm an artist, that also one of my mediums of work is tattooing. But it's just one medium of my work, I'm an artist, and I'm myself, my brand, Shani, for the past 15 years. And then I promote myself as this whole package of being an artist. So, of course, if I'm, famous for my human animals drawings, and then I do these also as tattoos, that's beneficial that I'm drawing them as an illustrator. So that's one kind of answer to your question. But the second one is that definitely each skill that I'm getting in art, but not only in drawing or painting, is making me better at another skill. So, for example, in the skill of painting oil, I went to an oil class. I started ever since to look at my tattoos differently, and to kind of like take a step back and see the whole picture, and like to get the general value of light and shade and shadow. And I got the whole set skills from painting in oil. But then on the other hand, you go to a Vipassana retreat and you learn how to meditate, and then you learn how to be more present when you're tattooing. And that's also an important skill that makes your tattoos so much nicer because you're present. So any skills that I'm learning will help me getting better at tattooing.
So you make the drawing of the tattoo, and then you yourself are actually putting the ink to skin.
Yeah,
How difficult was it to learn that specific skill? Did you have a knack for that? Did that come very easily, or?
Yeah, it's just another tool. Like you have the rules of how not to hurt the client, and how to keep everything extremely clean so nothing will get infected. But I had a student, her name is Amita, she's great. She became my friend really fast. I told her, I'm not gonna teach you and I'm not gonna charge you anything. I'm just gonna have coffee with you daily and talk. And if you want to listen, I would love that because I love talking. And I did. And for, I don't know, a few months, I just talked and I told her everything I know about tattooing. And in some point, she had to start in tattooing someone. And she found a good friend. And I made her promise me that she only tattoo in her own art. Not anything that people ask, not anything else. And then she found a good friend that trusted her. She made a sketch that is hers. And then she was about to start. And she was like, wait, but I don't know how to actually do it, because we never trained with the needle. And I said, like, don't worry, you know. And she did one line. She was shaking. She did one line and she raised her hand. She was like, oh, okay. And then she did the whole thing and it was beautiful because it's just another tool,
another canvas,
another kind of pen, another kind of pencil. It's another medium.
So they do have some overlap. It sounds like the ability to draw and the ability to
imagine a guitar player that is mastering playing guitar, and then he will see a piano for the first time. The notes are the same notes, and the music theory is the same music theory, and the song is the same song. You just need to figure out what each finger should do to make the music that you already know so well. So you kind of figure it out that the machine is acting this way when I'm doing this, and it behaving this way when I'm doing this, but my eye is the same eye. Oh, it reminds me that I start practicing drawing with my left hand because I was anxious. I started having like a really hard pain in my right arm. And then I got scared that I will never be able to draw again. So I started practicing my left hand just in case. And then it is so funny that my brain and my eye knows where the line should go exactly. But my stupid left hand cannot do that, which was crazy because you're just working really, really small to bring your hand to where you know it should arrive, but the motor skills are not working really well. So it's kind of the same, you know what the result should be. You just need to work on how to get there.
At this point in your career, do you find when you are actually, because I'm assuming this is sort of a two-step process, you draw the tattoo first, then you actually tattoo the individual.
The sketch is done by Photoshop. I don't even draw it. I draw it straight on the body. So when you as a client, you come to the studio and then we start from scratch, opening Photoshop together, start mix and match, making collages on Photoshop. Sometimes I make 20 sketches with the client until we find the sketch. And if the client is saying like, oh, this one is fine. No, it's not fine. It needs to be perfect. We need to almost cry. And then we find the one and then I print it and then I put it on the skin and then I draw it straight on the skin.
What have you noticed brings these clients to you? Why do people want to permanently put an image on their body?
Well, first I have my one-trick pony of human animals, of combining human bodies with animal heads. So that's a vibe. The people love it. People like this idea. It's funny and it's weird. And whoever likes weird and funny, they love it. Some people hate it, which is so funny to see sometimes. I just had a client's wife that he called her just to confirm that we're going to go with either those two sketches. She was like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is horrible. She got really scared of the human-animal combination. So it's not for everyone. But so first I have this. Second, I'm kind of goofy. And I think people like it. I think it's authentic in some way. And I'm also an extremist of putting the client like to be the queen or the king of the day. For me, it's like I'll make your day like the most festive day possible. And I have one client a day, so I will never have a time pressure and I will never book plans for myself in the rest of the day. So I really give the whole day. And it could be like few hours and it could be 10 hours, but the client will never feel pressure of like, okay, let's get done with it. So I feel like I hope that my clients feel how engaged I am. And I also never will take more than 2 clients a week because I don't want to get burned out. And I don't want to get to this situation where like, oh, another one. I don't want to have this feeling. I don't like this feeling.
On a typical day when you're meeting with a client, is it a standard, you guys meet up at 9 a.m. at your studio? Tell me about what 11, a typical day, 11. Okay.
11 at I will arrive at 10. I will get ready. Then the client arrive at 11. Then for 1 to 3 hours, we will make sketches on Photoshop. That's the most of the day, you know. That's my time to talk to them and to get to know them and to know the dog. But many times it's their dog is the subject of tattooing, or childhood picture, or family member, and it's nice to hear the story and to spend time with them with the story. And then my favorite part comes up when they have like 4 really good sketches to choose from. And then they sit in front of the computer and just like hold their head, just need to decide between 4 good options. And that's my favorite part. That's where I rest and smile. And then I start tattooing. And usually I will just be in quiet, focusing and tattooing the actual thing. It will take 2-3 hours. And then I cannot talk because I cannot multitask. And that's it. And then they go home.
When they come to you, do they typically have a rough sense of what they're looking for, or do they often come in completely blank and it's an act of like pure creation with you?
Never completely blank. They always have one piece of the puzzle. Like either I want my dog in it could be really specific. I want my dog in this, my dog's name is Elvis and I want Elvis' body. That's pretty simple to make. But also you have so many options because you have so many pictures of the dogs and so many pictures of Elvis, you know, that you can combine. So that could be also a few hours. And then you have, I want my dog with some kind of childhood or vintage clothing. So that's less specific. And then you have, I want my father's childhood photo with any animal or with a zebra head. And then you have, it could be many options.
When you're actually doing the tattooing itself, which you said I think is 2 to 3 hours typically, what's your psychological experience of that? I mean, is it a flow state? Is it enjoyable? Is it tedious? Wow. How do you find it?
You have such great questions.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I've never been asked that. That's great. I'll start with the worst case scenario. Thinking about politics. That's the worst in the last 2 years. Wow. If I'm thinking about politics, I just should stop tattooing. So that's the worst case. The best case scenario is that I'm thinking on literally the needle movement. That would be the best. Like I'm just following the needle movement. I'm repeating art theory and principles in my head. That would be great. Just remembering what my teacher says about light and shadow, you know, like all these things, that would be ideal. In between, you have listening to music and thinking about the music in the background, or thinking about the conversation that I had with a friend yesterday. It could be, you know, daydreaming kind of vibe. But I'm trying to meditate. Like I'm really trying. Every time that I caught myself in a thought, I would come back to focus on the needle.
You ask for complete silence during the 2 to 3 hours?
Oh, they can talk, but they shouldn't have me talking because I will stop tattooing. I'm available. I will not put my headphones. I will not be away from them because they are important to me in that moment. They will just see, and I tell them that when I start talking, I just stop tattooing and start talking. And as you say, I like talking.
At this point, is it the vast majority of people who are your clients coming in from out of town? What's the breakdown typically of the local clients versus the people who are coming in from elsewhere?
Well, I need to check. I have everything on my Excel sheet, but it's kind of like half and half, I think. Half from New York or New York area. You have people from Chicago, from Boston, Miami lately. Yeah. Because every once in a while I go to Europe, and then I will to the people from Europe, usually in Berlin. And then sometimes people come from LA, San Francisco. I had few. Yeah, I have. I don't know the answer to this question. But I got myself into,
The work that you had in Berlin, and you've been in New York, you said 5 years. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that your opportunities have grown significantly since coming to New York? Is it about the same in terms of volume of interest that you had when you were in Germany?
You cannot even start comparing the two. Like Berlin, Berlin wasn't for me. Berlin is socialist, and then therefore I felt like if you want to be an artist in Berlin, you have to be a miserable artist in Berlin.
You mean
have
poor?
To be poor and suffering, and to get your misery on canvas and no money involved at all. It's just it relates to your question. I had in Berlin. I had a night of drink and draw that I hosted every week, and that was like 10 to 20 people that came to drink and draw, to drink wine and draw each other with me. I did it because I was lonely and I searched for a community around me. And then it was happening every week for 2 years. It's still happening 7 years later. And I earned probably €5 for each night because it was like a hat. It was a bucket that people put few cents, maybe 5 to 10 euros. And then I moved to New York, and we were searching for a bar to do the same thing. And I found this bar in the East Village, a place, Book Club it's called. And we offered them that, and we did the first event, and I was hoping that 10 people would show up so it wouldn't be awkward. 65 people came, and those 65 put in the bucket like $500 or something like that. And then in some point and we did it weekly, and every week 60 people came. And then in some point we start charging tickets because it got so crowded. And then people still came every week, and it was sold out every week for three years. You cannot compare America and Europe. It's not. You have 60 million tourists in New York every year. Infinite amount of clients.
Yeah.
I just need them to find me.
Do you attribute the difference just purely financially there to America being a wealthier place, a more capitalist place? How do you make sense of why?
It's capitalist for sure. You have more money here for sure. And people spend here more money for having fun. It's really typical to go out and spend $25 per ticket for something with your friend on a date. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
In Berlin, you wouldn't do it for $5. You wouldn't spend the money. They don't have the money. In Tel Aviv, they also don't have the money. And you don't have the amount of people to go out at night.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about how you feel about that platform and what it's done for your career. I've looked at your stuff. It's incredible. You obviously have a massive audience.
Thank you, but you're wrong. Because I don't.
Well, massive you have a niche product with obviously people that are very interested in what you do in the thousands, tens of thousands.
But they're not there. It's a number that shows on my profile. I never paid for any followers or something. They're all pressed the button that says follow. But out of those 30-something thousand people, they will see my post will have 2,000 views, or my story will have 500 views. The 30,000, they're not there anymore. They're watching reels, not by people that they follow, just by people that Instagram offers them.
So is that what happened? Like at one point, without the reels, they might be far more engaged in your material. But now that reels is the priority, the competition with TikTok, they're just not, the eyeballs aren't there.
Think about it. When you go on Instagram now, you can, even if you try to scroll in your feed to see your friends, you will not see them.
It's true.
You will see suggested, you will see commercials, ads. And then once you press on any video, you're swiping to the reels area, and from there it's just getting more and more reels from people that you don't follow. And then people like me that has to pay for ads on Instagram, for paying ads, I put, for example, $5 a day, and for return, Instagram promised me that it's going to show me to 6,000 people every day. But like me, you have million other people that are doing the same thing. So Instagram has to show all these ads to everyone. And then you go on story and you see a friend, ad, a friend, ad. And you don't see your friends anymore. You see ads all the time. Because Instagram has to. They promised.
Is Instagram still your primary funnel for business leads?
Not at all. I think I'm quitting or something. I don't know what to do. Okay. Well, it's a good portfolio, and it's good that people can scan a QR code and see it, or go and if they search for my name, they will find a good amount of pictures in one place, which is great. And then in the story section, I can show my 200 people that actually see my stories, what I was doing today, which is kind of nice. It's a fun activity to do. Clients will not come from Instagram, not for me anymore, because even, for example, if you're a comedian and you're posting a show, it could be a matter of a few seconds until you decide, okay, I'm going to buy a ticket to that show, because it's like $10 or $20 and you can make this decision really quick. But if you need to spend few hundreds or few thousands for scarring your body, you're not going to decide in few moments. You need few years to decide. But if you followed me now and you need to think about it for 2 years now, you're not going to see me again in 2 years on Instagram. So I think we're back to newsletter. I think we're back to flyers in the streets. I'm giving away stickers. I'm giving away postcards. I'm keeping in touch with people, with a lot of people. I invited 200 people to my birthday. Like, I'm in touch with a lot of people. And then they tell their friends, and my clients tell their friends, and yeah.
So how have most of I'm sure at this point it's in the hundreds of people that you've worked with. How did they find out about you?
At the time, through Instagram.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Back in the day, Instagram was the 100% source of my clients. Everyone came just from Instagram. But it's not relevant anymore. And I think all the two artists will have to reinvent themselves. And in these years, months even. And we're figuring it out.
When did that change happen?
Slowly, every day, since Reels came.
Which was COVID? When was that?
I'm not even sure. Maybe even after COVID. Not sure.
When that change happened, was there a noticeable decline in opportunities for you?
Well, there are too many variables in this research. For example, 2 years ago, or I don't remember. Wow, I'm so bad with time. Maybe I have ADHD. I'm like a year or two ago, I was a friend of mine, and Elias, he did a video of me tattooing someone's dog, and he posted it on his Instagram account, The Dogist, that has 8 million followers. So that was a great thing for me, and it did came from Instagram, but not by me making the content, by someone else making the content, and me being his friend for a few years before, you know. So I feel like Instagram could still help me in some ways, but not making content kind of way. What was the question?
If back before the Instagram transition to Reels happened, if the vast majority or nearly all of your leads were coming in through Instagram, and if you noticed an obvious decline when that shift in priority with that company happened, in it affecting you directly. Yeah.
So yes, I feel that definitely. I still have enough clients to get by, as I love doing, and I'm doing fine, but I'm working hard of thinking of ways other than Instagrams to make up for the thing. But mainly my feelings are getting hurt by Instagram daily. Which is crazy, because you know that the algorithm changes, and still you're getting 100 likes per post when you were used to getting 2,000 likes per post. And then you're like, oh my God, people don't love me anymore. I'm so bad at what I'm doing and nobody cares. And you're getting offended, no matter how much you know that it's not personal. You take it personally.
Yeah.
Which is dangerous.
It is.
And I'm considering myself as an aware person, and it's still hurting my feelings daily.
But the truth of the matter is that your material is just not surfacing like it once did.
Yeah, it's exposure thing. It's not the quality of my work.
It isn't that people are seeing it and discarding it. It's that they're not seeing it at all.
Yeah, I hope.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Because I still feel the good comments that come from people that getting my stickers, that ask for my name and then search my Instagram in front of me, and then their reaction on my profile. I see the genuine comments. It's just the numbers of likes, numbers of views. Yeah.
If you're comfortable talking about it, I would love to hear about the financial component to this, of how you've been able to survive and make it. You said you see no more than 2 clients a week, which I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Given that New York is, if not the most expensive city in the world, it's certainly one of them. How have you been able to do that?
Well, first of all, I'm really open about my financial situation. So it's good that you asked, because I know that not many people are. I hope my husband will not be mad, but I am open about it. So first, we live in Bushwick, which is, we have an amazing apartment that costs only $2,400 a month.
Wow.
And it's 2 minutes walk from the L train, that we love the L train. So we feel really close to everything. And our apartment is tiny, but full of light, and we love it. You know, it's like when you have, it's not about the amount that you have. It's about the amount that you need, I guess, out of what you have. It is important for us to buy Whole Foods from Whole Foods and get the delivery home, because we don't have the energy to go and buy it ourselves. But I didn't buy a new a new shirt for a year or two, maybe. You know, it's priorities. And then a tattoo of mine is quite expensive. It's $1,800 for everyone. It doesn't matter the size, because as I said, I give everyone the full day, and then I don't get everything. I get some percentage that the studio getting, and then some percentage that I'm getting. And and then 2 a week is more than enough. Let's say 1,000 for each tattoo. $2,000 a week is a great amount of money. But that's only if I get 2 clients every week, which is not happening all the time.
I'd love to talk about that. The client list at this point, the opportunities you have at this point. Is there a backlog of people waiting from you? Are you hustling to generate opportunities? How is that looking at this point?
No, I'm booked like 1 month and a half in advance. Like if you want to book now, we can book for December. It's not so long from now. And now it's only 2 days a week that I'm tattooing. So if you really want this tattooing, probably I won't, but I can tattoo you next week if I want. But the reason I won't is just also because I don't want to burn out and because I do so many other things around the arts and people around me. And that's also ways to make money. So I had the drink and draw going on for 3 years. That was an income. And now I opened a YouTube channel. It's not an income, but I'm doing that every day. We're editing videos where I sing in Hebrew and translate it to English so people can learn Hebrew through songs. And so that takes a lot of time. And my main hobby is to meet with my artist friends and help them figure things out and think together how to make their career more fun and happening. So that's what I do every day.
When you say helping your artist friends figure it out, what kind of artists are we talking about, and what kind of questions do they come to you with? What are they trying to figure out?
Today, the friend that came for lunch, he's about to release his album, and we need to figure out what's going to be on the cover. And then the friend in the morning, she wanted to work on what habits she wants to start doing every day. And I made her a habit tracker. We printed a habit tracker and that she can follow up with every day. And another one that needed a last-minute video editing for a video clip that she wanted to release. And another one that wanted a poster for a show that's coming up. And my best friend is a comedian. He's part of a duo called Two Jews that you go in the in the park and trolling people with a guitar and singing songs about them. So I'm taking their videos every Tuesday. I'm busy, but with just fun things.
It sounds like you are incredibly devoted to your community and your friends. Where does that come from?
I can't help it. It's just so much fun. Sometimes I'm trying not to. Sometimes like, okay, enough. Today it's supposed to be about me. And then it's not. But I'm really invested. Like if this friend that I give her the habit tracker today will not follow the habits that she said that she wants to, I will be sad about. I will be upset. I will be like, but we did it together, and you wanted it so bad. I will feel bad. I'm very invested in everything.
You said at the beginning of the conversation that now that you're in New York, I think you said you'll never leave.
Well, you never say never, but...
Never say never. But why do you feel that way?
Because I can't imagine living the life that I'm living right now in any other place. In the amount of free time that I have, in the amount of opportunities that I have around me, I can't imagine. In Tel Aviv, definitely you can't. It's too small. And you need to fight with everyone to get anywhere, really. And you cannot make living because they don't have money. No one has money. And then Berlin was too sad for me. And Europe in general, well, give me a better option. We might discuss it, but I can't see a better option than New York.
It sounds like it's not just the professional opportunities, it's the community and social opportunities. You correct me if I'm wrong. But
Tel Aviv is full of social opportunities. But just the social, without the living, without the money.
So it's a combination.
Yeah, I think.
Of both. What other arts in New York calls to you, is of interest to you? Do you seek out?
Well, everything for me to do or for me to consume?
Mostly consume, but do as well.
Well, do is whatever people around me want, and we couldn't figure it out. And then consume, well, we just saw Stevie Wonder performing. Where can you do that? And leave the house half an hour before the show starts? It's growing up in the Kibbutz in north of Israel, it's unbelievable for me, you know? And then you can see friend Leibowitz in the street and hug her if she will let you. And what else? I see a lot of jazz concerts. So many. Too many. Too many, to be honest. So I do that. And now I have a friend that just moved, that she's a dancer. I'm looking forward to see her succeeding and see her performing around. Well, yeah.
What are your favorite venues in New York where you see all of this stuff? I don't know if you have a favorite few places you like to go to. I'd love to hear that.
We have the House Club, like the place that we go all the time. It's called Ornithology. It's on Broadway. It's like on the J train and the M train in Bushwick. It's called Ornithology. The owner, Mitch, he's the one that opened all the jazz clubs in the West Village that you know, like maybe you know, Smalls and Mesro and Fat Cat. So he opened these in the 90s, and now that's his newish baby. It's been 3 years, I think, maybe 4. And that's our second home. If Evie is not, my husband is going on tours a lot, so I might be alone a lot. And if I will want to go out and I'm by myself, I will go there and I will see many people that I know pretty much every night.
Tell me about that place. Ornithology?
Ornithology. The study of birds. Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's a bar. They have two places, one next to another. There is a club and there is a cafe. In the cafe, they serve also food, which has the best hummus that I've ever tasted in New York. I can say that confidently. I did 2 exhibitions there. So it's really like it's the house club. I really feel comfortable going there. And you can drink outside and smoke, which is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Yeah, it's just the funnest place. You should come.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
You were saying that it's the professional and the social opportunities that are part of what you love about this city. What else do you love about New York, about living here, experiencing the city?
Well, I think I'm in the stage still after 5 years that I'm in love with New York. And being in love, I think it means irrationally loving every horrible thing, you know? So when the train is loud, I'm like, loud trains. Because it feels romantic. Everything feels like a movie for me still. Everything I knew about New York was from movies. And then you come here and then it's really like the movies. It's kind of cool. So you walk in the streets and there is noise and you love the noise and people shout at each other and you love this as well. Somebody is shouting at you for walking too slow and you're like, oh, great. I love everything. I'm serious. I love everything. When it's smelly, when it's crowded. I just love the fact that everything could happen, anything could happen or happened right next to where you're standing right now. So you see, like in a movie, you see Washington Square Park and you go to Washington Square Park weekly and you're just there in the same place where amazing things had happened maybe a few hours ago. It's amazing for me. And and the fact that you have no limits for what you can do. And if you want to achieve something, you just need to work hard enough and you probably will get there. If you will work hard.
I'd love to close with this, which is how I like to close conversations with artists. I mean, it seems like right now you have achieved what most artists I speak to dream about achieving, which is basically being able to do their craft and earn enough money to be able to just do that. And I'm wondering, as you look to the next few years of your life, how you think about success. If it's more of a continuation of your current amazing life in New York, if it's something else, when you hear the word success, what does that mean to you?
I already feel successful because I am for what I have. I'm looking forward of having a family, of having kids. That would be one of my dreams. I wouldn't call it success. Success, I don't know about this word specifically, but I would be happy to have a family. Today I dreamed about opening my own place where all the people that I want to help them, they can come and work with me in that place, and I will be able to make lunch and make coffee and give advice and paint meanwhile. And so maybe my own place would be like the success of, no, I don't like this word success. I don't know. But it would be something fun to do.
One other question I'd love to slip in before we end. And it's rare that I meet somebody who has so many people coming to them for advice. And I'm wondering what you make of that. Why is it that it seems like almost daily people, obviously they're socializing with you, but that you are someone people seek out for counsel? How did that happen? And what do you...
I love talking. I think that's the thing. Well, I will...
It can't be just that.
I think I started it, of course, by volunteering my opinions all the time when people even didn't want to hear them. And many still don't want to hear them. And I will still probably will say what I have to say. I always said what I wanted to say, and I always wanted people around me. And with the years, I feel it strongly more and more of how more meaningful my life is when it's not about me. And I'm really building now. My next exhibition is going to be just a bunch of collaborations with other people and how I serve their vision with my skills or something like that, because it can't be about me anymore. I'm tired of it. So I think people around me feel it, that I really, really, really want to be with them and help them. But also it's my hang, it's my friends, my best friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.